As they moved slowly towards the truck, Tabby said,
"We have to take you to a doctor."
Duff shook his head. Sweat flew from his trim beard. "No, we're getting you somewhere safe." He turned and looked at her. "Where is safe?" He knew he couldn't take her to United Defense's HQ in Beirut. They'd just push her out the door for the terrorists. Tabby had the answer.
"Hospital Wardia. It is not far. It's in a sector of town where my husband was very popular, and the director of the facility is a donor to our campaign. They have good security there and excellent doctors for you."
They reached the passenger door of the truck now. "Sold." Tabby helped Duff into the seat, then rushed around to the other side of the delivery vehicle. She ground the gears. It quickly became clear that the woman wasn't much of a driver and had never driven a big, unwieldy vehicle like the one she operated now. Still, she managed to get it out of the shopping center loading area and into the busy street, while Duff did his best to conduct a 360-degree scan of the entire area. His vision narrowed as he did so. He used his left hand to press down on the poorly applied tourniquet in his crotch, and he wished like hell he had a free hand to pull his cell phone out and call his wife back home in Virginia just one last time, because he didn't think he was going to make it. Once they were on the road and heading to the northwest, Tabby looked to Duff.
"How do you feel?"
"Like I look. Watch the road, s'il vous plaît." She glanced back out the windshield, but soon turned again to the young American.
"My husband. Are you certain? How can you be certain he is dead?"
Duff winced, both from pain and from the discomfort of delivering the bad news. "I'm sorry. He's gone. Maybe we should just leave it at that." She didn't press. Instead, she looked down at his leg.
"How bad is that?"
Duff shrugged. "It's bad. Blood loss is the big danger. If I fall asleep, I won't be waking up." Tabby drove faster.
Let us talk. It will take your mind off the pain and keep you awake."
Duff didn't think there was a conversation he could have with anyone on Earth right now that would help him forget about the misery he was in. But he nodded anyway, then tried to think of something to say. "The guard in the shopping center. What did you say that made him back off like that?"
"I asked him to look at me. Told him I knew he knew who I was. Everyone in Beirut knows who I am."
Duff nodded distantly. "How did you know he was a fan?"
"I did not know. I knew only that he would either be a supporter of my husband or an enemy of my husband. If he was a supporter, he would let us pass. If he was an enemy..."
She paused.
"Then I wanted to watch you shoot him."
Duff nodded. He'd been around Tabby for 3 weeks. Had always assumed she was a shrinking violet who was more or less controlled by her authoritative and charismatic husband. Now he was starting to understand why the opposition was after her, too. She was a powerful force herself. Duff felt his eyes getting even heavier. He spent a moment trying to tighten the tourniquet again, using both hands to crank the little metal windlass. His leg was all but numb, and he was sure he'd stopped probably 75% of the blood loss. But even so, he knew he didn't have long till he bled out. He gave up on the tourniquet, rested his hands in his lap, and closed his eyes. Tabby seemed to notice that he was drifting off.
"Young man, what is your given name?"
"Josh."
"The men call you Duff."
"Short for Duffy." He then looked up at her. "I know your husband's name was Elias Cabas, but I don't know your first name."
"It's Rafka. Rafka Cabas. Nice to meet you."
Duff chuckled, and his eyes drooped again. "Is it really?"
"Yes, it is. You saved my life. You are very brave."
Duff didn't think he would make it to the hospital, but he said nothing, because he didn't want to panic her. Instead, he closed his eyes and let his head droop a little.